Ready?
Early access games, how you can surprise us and how you can disappoint us. Let us take a trip into one of those games today, shall we? A game that began a closed alpha back in 2016 and entered early access in 2018 has finally been released on this May 13th. And that game is Deep Rock Galactic. But what exactly is Deep Rock Galactic? Well, Deep Rock is a game very focused on mining. In this game, you and up to 4 friends must enter a hostile planet and battle the armies of bugs ready to stop you from completing various objectives, ranging from collecting minerals, repairing robots, and even killing giant evil insects. To do so, you can use one of 4 different dwarf classes, like the Driller, a mining specialist with drill hands that allow him to break open walls or form passages quicker than any other class, as well as having a flamethrower that fires sticky flames onto surfaces. The Scout, who has a cool grappling hook and a gun that allows him to shoot bright flares that light up the caverns way more than the regular flares given to the other dwarves. The Engineer, who can build cool turrets to defend himself and his teammates, as well as shooting platforms that can be used to stand anywhere you want. And finally, my favorite, the Gunner, who not only has cool zip lines that allow him to zip over gaps, but also has a minigun that can completely wreck his enemies. And he even has a shield that can be used to defend the player from bugs while they perform an action, like reviving a teammate after they've been downed by an enemy. Speaking of enemies, the insects the player encounters are varied and terrifying. Some of them are even able to grab players who then need to be saved by their friends to escape. The horror of the bugs complements the dark and oppressive atmosphere of the caves nicely, which is enhanced by the great variety of environments, which all come with their own personal hazards and even themed enemy variations. But even with all the darkness, the game has a lot of humor, some of it goofy and some of it dark. Most of the goofiness comes from hanging out in your home base, where you can have nice breaks between mining operations to dance and drink multiple types of beers that give off gag effects, as well as actual useful bonuses for missions. And you can even mess around with your equipments and equip new cosmetic options for your characters before entering another terrifying mission with a tense atmosphere of mystery in the air, as you never know what optional objectives and what strange creatures the deep underground may hide. Lucky, you'll generally have some buddies to help you out. Deep Rock really encourages you to play with friends and strangers alike, offering a good variety of communication systems like voice chat, text chat, the ability to ping objects for others to see, and always being able to spot the position of your friends on a map, as well as using the game's official Discord that even has in-game integration. With all these systems in place, the multiplayer sessions will always be a blast. However, if you desire to face the dangers of the deep on your own, you can do so with the help of a friendly robot companion that can even be upgraded with better gear and customized. This bot can mine whatever the player points it to, and it can even shoot missiles at enemies and the environment. In the single player mode, you feel a bigger sense of dread, since the only thing you can rely on to help face the horror is that small machine. So both modes work incredibly well in establishing 2 different yet interesting tones, even if the 4-player co-op will always be more fun. As you mine more and more, you can upgrade your equipment in various interesting ways, change its appearance through skins, equip a variety of perks unlocked by completing milestones, and level up your character. As you complete missions, you gain more ways to upgrade yourself and your equipment, even allowing you to promote your character to access endgame content like the deep dives that allow you to face a gauntlet of mining operations where your resources carry over from one to the next. The main thread that will tie your missions together will be assignments that require you to complete certain mission types in a specific order to obtain rewards, with your first assignment being an introduction to the game and allowing you to understand its basics before unlocking more content and options. Later assignments can give out new weapons, a mineral selling system, and even a new hazard level, which serve as the game's difficulty meter that becomes higher the tougher the challenge is. While in those missions, players can run out of ammo and resources, forcing them to collect a mineral known as nitra that allows them to resupply themselves with more ammo multiple times throughout your mission. While collecting minerals, always keep in mind your carrying capacity is limited, so you will always need to store your resources in your carrying mule that will always accompany the beacons you and your teammates can put throughout the caves, as well as deposits present in escape pods and other structures. In the end, the game features great fun, but also atmospheric times in dark caves with your dwarf bros. The destructible environments really sell the game and its mechanics, allowing you to get really creative and make up routes and passages to your next objective. Despite being an FPS, the shooting isn't really the focus, and outside of extermination missions, the enemies act more like an obstacle that you and your friends must pass through to finally reach your real objective. But all these elements join forces at the end of every mission, where players must scramble to the escape pod before a massive army of bugs catches them. This is all set to an amazing soundtrack that works to create an experience not many games bring to their players nowadays. So overall, I would say that Deep Rock Galactic has a bright future ahead, and a past that showcases passionate devs that have delivered over 30 different major content updates to their players. So all I have to say is, rock and stone to the bone. This has been Rocknamn. Have a nice weekend.